Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, newborn through 18. What up, though?
What up, though?
Jarrell, dude, hey,
What's that?
first and foremost, welcome back to your favorite podcast. Welcome back to life, back to reality. I dare not sing it because I don't want to butcher the tune, but this is episode of the Mental Matters Podcast. It is June. Happy Juneteenth. If you celebrate, if you don't, you should. Um, it is your favorite co-host, Rich, and our newest co-host, Cartier Rell. How are you, brother?
I'm doing well. Yeah, Cartier Rell for the summer. My that was a fun Father's Day. Our first Father's Day we just got through, and yeah, we she gave me a gift of like a photo shoot with me and baby girl. That was like our gift, and pictures were remarkable. And so then
Mm-hmm.
she's like, I got another gift for you on Sunday, on the actual day of Father's Day. And I was like, okay. The one thing that she had asked me, like, what did I want? And I was like, I would like everybody plays cornhole now. So I was like, you just give me like a cornhole set. I've seen it at a couple of stores, it's probably about like $80. I'll take that and be happy. So she comes in with the bag, and then I'm like, okay, this bag is too small to be cornhole. And I pull out the box, and all white box, and then at the top of it in gold letters it says Cartier. So I was just like, oh wow, like this is this is more than I asked for. So then I opened them, and then she was just like, I hope you're not, disappointed because they're not buffs, they wires. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like Cartier sunglasses. I never even had a pair. So, I really appreciate that. That was something way out of the stratosphere. I didn't expect that at all. But
I'm
so I
about
still
to
been on
go
a
to
high from that.
Facebook. I'm going to Facebook because I need to get a good look. See, first and foremost, Jarrell is, y'all can tell if you know, first and foremost, what up, though. If
Mm,
you're from Detroit, it's one thing you done. This was one thing you don't do. You know what you don't do? Know what you don't do, Cartier Rail?
what's that?
You don't put your moves in terms of the things you have on Facebook on social media. And
Yeah, that was my first thought.
this man put his actual Cartier friends on Facebook. Whole picture, first and foremost. These boys is cold. Yo, hey, okay. I
Hmm.
rock with it.
Hmm.
Shout out to you. You living officially the best Detroit dream. It's like part of like your Detroit starter kit. Not even starter kit. Like your essentials kit. Like you gotta have a mink, you gotta have Cartier frames, you gotta have some gators, and you have to at least know what a old school Cadillac is. You have one that's extra points, but also you gotta love dope kicks. And I mean, we in Detroit, we put it on. We look like the celebrities all the time, and outside of the city, you probably never heard of them mugs. So,
Yeah.
um, you've officially won Father's Day.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Listen, in your own household, yes, it is. Because you know why? I am coming for the number one spot. I want to be. You already proven that you are the rookie dad of the year for the season 2023.
Okay.
I, Richard Winfrey, am coming for the title of rookie dad of the year for 2024. Um, the
I think
last
you got
two
it on
months
lock.
have been. Listen, I'm coming, and I want dad MVP of the year. I'm on some. I'm on some. I'm about to piss you off with this one, Jarrell. I'm on some Jaylen Brown stuff with it. I'm
What
coming
you
to the. I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up in your face. I'm giving the best baby burps. I'm giving the best diaper change turnaround sessions. The most
mm.
extravagant dad and daughter stroller walks. And like I'm untouchable. Like ISO rich. Like On the wing, it ain't no messing with me, man.
I think we're gonna have to do like Major League Baseball and like split the MVP award between National League and American League. So it's like you got like you got the Wayne County Dad of the Year, and I got Macomb County.
Listen, I had to do something.
Yeah.
Because I want the unanimous, you dig. I don't want no second place votes. I want all first place votes. Anyway, we'll get into the title with the conversation about Father's Day. We ain't kicked it in a minute, brother, and I feel like we gotta catch up on some of the things that's been discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Before you get to do a deep dive into the Father's Day thing, shout out to the 2024 NBA champs. And we usually follow sports like crazy. This year has been crazy. We said we would do a decompressor, if you will, when it comes to the Detroit Lions and their season last year. But we didn't get to that. A lot has happened. So big up to the 2024 NBA champs, the Boston Celtics, who beat the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals in 5 games. I predicted no more than 6 games would be played. I didn't think it'd be a sweep, but I also thought it'd go 6 games. But yeah, I don't know what you even want to say about that. But
I mean, I was
I
pulling for
understand you didn't
Dallas.
watch that game.
I was pulling for Dallas, and then once I saw that lead went up 0-3, or they went to the deficit 0-3, I was just like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. And
No.
but I found like, everybody found a little like spots of joy. Some people were like, yeah, I'm glad to see Jaylen Brown win. This is that. So um I've been watching Al Horford since I was in high school. Like when he was at Florida dominating with
Yo,
like Joakim Noah and Billy Donovan was the coach and Torian Green and I think they had Corey Brewer on that team. And so that was like watching him finally get his after, I've been watching, like I said, I'm watching him since I was probably like 15 years old. And he won back-to-back NCAA titles at Florida. And watching him with the Hawks his whole career, and then went to Boston, bounced around, came back to Boston. It was cool to see him get one.
17 seasons and finally getting your first ring is crazy work, man. Like,
Yeah.
but shout out to him. I knew that this would be JT's year to get this ring. Jaylen Brown as well. Big up to so I'd say one of the most clutch defensive guards in this decade, Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
The man locks up whoever he goes up against. Like he gives him a very, very hard time. Sorry, Luka. Uh, switched off, just made life interesting. I don't think this is Luka last NBA Finals. Ain't no way. Unfortunately, until that one guy, number 30 at playing Golden State retire, I don't know. We'll see. But that's all I got to really know about that. I saw Monty Williams got fired from the Detroit Pistons as head coach.
Yeah.
That man spent 1 year, got $65 million, and because I know of his backstory with the NBA, with the Pistons, and what it took for them to hire him, I'm not mad about him being dismissed from the Pistons.
Yeah.
Because I believe his wife had a bout with cancer, if you will, something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And family first. I mean, record wise, I can tell something was wrong. And like, I think Monty Williams is a good NBA coach.
Yep.
I don't think that was a reflection of his best work at all.
Right.
And knowing that coming in, I was just rooting for my home team. And that 28-game losing streak didn't help me feel better about it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
shout out to Monty Williams, shout out to his family. I hope that him being able to walk away from the Pistons, no blood, no foul. Sucks for the city, but at the same time, that money is not salary cap money. That money is Tom Gore's money. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's one other topic I want to talk about before we get into the fatherhood things, Father's Day things, and kind of check in on some dad stuff. Well, 2 things, because Jarrell, you know how this goes.
Okay.
Every time we come here, we always have this debate about who has the most Jordans, most pairs of gym shoes. And it's always you. It's always been you. It's never going to stop being you.
It's
I
always
think
gonna be
right
you,
now we
bro.
may be literally like the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers of like shoe collections. Uh, mm. So I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna just say that these are very comfortable, very, very, very. Whatever they did with the Air Jordan 4s, keep doing them.
Mm-hmm.
These are dope. These are basically the fire red 4s, but without the fire red with the sulfur yellow. And they
So
came as
cool.
women's shoes, but mind y'all business.
Right.
Jordans are men's shoes. They just
Mm-hmm.
make women colorways. But yellow is yellow is a black person colorway. Let's be clear.
Never heard it put like that before.
I never seen a black person in yellow didn't look good in yellow.
That's true.
And
That's
if we're
very
gonna keep it
true.
100, we might as well do it on Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
All that yellow
Very
ochre
true.
stuff. Kiss my grits. Anyway, I know you didn't got something new. In fact, I think you actually have this exact pair of shoes. And shout out to so here's the thing. Brotherhood is real. And I'm gonna talk about this how it translates. There's like family ecosystems, especially in this case, brotherhood is real.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had my eye on this situation. I knew it was happening. I had no ability, and usually I'm always texting my people about shock jobs. I'm like, this is happening, about to happen. Just saw the news, blah 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 blah. This one I was not tapped in at all because the week that these shock dropped, I was in the hospital, helping nurse my wife back to a get out of the hospital state, which y'all know what that means if you ever watch a child being delivered, and
Mm-hmm.
making sure that our daughter is ready to go home. So, Darrell know what I'm talking about because he was like, I couldn't hit my side, so I'm look out for you. The Detroit Lion things, not really, not really. But the Detroit Lion things, the military blue forest,
Yes.
you, sir, play too damn much. You play too much, and you spoil me, and you know this, and more than shoes, you spoil me. I don't know what else to say about the shoe besides the fact that you spoiled me.
Yeah, too. One of us
But
got to win,
also,
right?
win's a win. Our phrase is one of us. One of us. They're gonna go great with my other Father's Day gift, but we'll get into that. The other cool thing about that same week is the fact that one, I realized I won't be buying a lot of shoes, that many more shoes in the near future. I just dropped the box. If my daughter wakes up, I'm screwed, ladies and gentlemen. Um, this here came as a little surprise. Y'all probably have no idea what the hell this is, but
I
Jerome's
don't
like,
know
what
if
the
I'm
hell is
sorry.
this? I know. It's fine.
It looks like a pair of ones.
I'm embracing my daddyhood with these. And everybody's like, they so plain Jane. Why would you buy those? I didn't buy these. My guy brother was like, I got you, bro. Here you go. I know you like dad looking things. She was daddy. Um the low 85 joints.
Okay.
Listen, listen. They haven't touched earth yet, but I think by the time my birthday gets here,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna start beating the hell out of these because perfect summer shoe, man.
Them boys
Perfect
fresh.
summer shoe.
Not that thing in hand. Especially like you still got to lace them up and everything. They don't got the laces in them. That's how fresh they are.
That's it. So these bad boys, classics.
Mm-hmm.
A pair of Force Ones can never compete with this, okay? Never. Sorry. Shoot the messenger if you want, but you're gonna catch us straight back. Um, so the day my daughter was born, those that know by now, April 9th, 2024 changed my life forever. The day my daughter was born. Jarrell's got a daughter. Um, she was born 6:14 p.m. and It had to be about like 5:30. I was getting a phone call. It's probably like 5 o'clock. And it was basically one of our close friends from Wayne State. And I knew that same day the Detroit Red Wings were playing. And I'm like, dang, I really want to go to that game. But especially because Detroit versus everybody dropped a collaboration with the Red Wings. And I was like, oh, that's going to be cold. Oh, well, I'm going to miss it because that's probably going to be the day my daughter's born. So I missed my last week of bowling, which if y'all know I love bowling, but that didn't go how I wanted it to this year, let's be clear. And most importantly, that game happened. But none of that mattered because, priorities. But I got a phone call at 5:30, and it was our best friend, one of my best friends, Marissa. Shout out to her. She was she was my undergrad, she was my TA basically for math when I was in college. But she's not that much older than me at all, if at all. Like I think she may be like a couple years older than me. But she loves the Red Wings. We were able to help her get a Red Wings jersey for her promotion, if you will, celebrating her. And I'd never had a Red Wings merchandise. I'd never been to a game from Detroit. I know it was blasphemous. I'm going, Jarrell, going to figure out some crazy way to score some tickets. I'm going to figure it out. One of us going to figure it out. And long story short, she called and she's like, I was just trying to see which shirt that you actually wanted, blah, blah, blah. So I can't answer. Pick whatever you're going to pick. That's fine. I trust you. But Elena's in labor. And so, yeah, my very first piece of legit, I'll call it legit Red Wings merch. It's not like the actual jersey or nothing, but it is a Hockey Town versus Everybody hoodie. And it was bought on the same day, literally like the same hour or so that my daughter was born. So it was it's a very special gift to me. And I'm like, I can't wait to rock this thing in the fall because if I wear it now, I'm probably gonna pass out. No hoodies in summertime, folks. That's very, very serial killer behavior. Don't do that, or that just screams you didn't read the weather report. But anyway,
right.
Enough of that. Jarrell?
Yes, sir.
Dude, we are both in the last 365 days. We both became somebody's daddy.
Yeah. Sometimes I still have to pinch myself.
Wild. And I was going to talk about some WNBA things, but we'll get to that in another episode. I think it is very important that we have a real conversation about fatherhood things. Okay. So, like, what's been your, have you really sat into yourself in terms of like, wow, this really happened? And like, what was a moment that you was just like, okay, this actually is real. Like, this is legit real.
I think it's been a couple of moments. Like the most recent one was when I ended up because I was real like careful about what we give her to eat or whatever. Like we want to make sure she's eating like whole like natural foods or foods that are like not like highly processed and everything. We don't want her to be like us. So I found myself making her like homemade oatmeal. So I took like raw oats. I pureed them like in a food processor to make them even more finer so she doesn't like choke or anything like that. Cook them on the stove top, like half milk, half water into the oats with the pot. And then to give it some flavor, I had like peeled the apple, cut it, and then I pureed that apple. Then I added that apple to the pot with a little bit of like I think I put like a little bit of butter and then I added like some like organic maple syrup to it. So the fact that I was like doing all of this to like make her some food, I was just like, wow. Like I never been this meticulous in the kitchen. Even when I'm making like jerk chicken or if I'm barbecuing and grilling, it's like it doesn't
Ladies and
require much
gentlemen,
thought because it's something
for the
that's
record,
inbred.
we are back on our streak. We have somehow found a way to mention jerk chicken in the episode. We are back. We are back, baby. Go
Very
ahead. Sorry.
true.
Go ahead.
No, so like if I'm making like jerk chicken or I'm barbecuing or I'm like, making like anything that we regularly make, like salmon baked in the oven, like I don't have to think when it comes to that. So the fact that like I had to like actually like think about like how do I want to make this? What type of sweetener should I use? Like, okay, organic maple syrup. Don't give her sugar. Give her like the sugar from the maple syrup. That's like natural sugar. So just like that whole process that I went through of making like her own oatmeal for her, that was like the most recent thing that hit me. Like this is a human being that's dependent on me to do as much as I can the right way, So I'll put that one out there as the most recent one.
Mm. I think for me, it's been two. I mean, one of the obvious ones is that random 3 a.m. or 2:30 a.m. bottle feeds that just like, oh, this has to happen now, or she's not gonna be happy. Cool, let's just.
Mm-hmm.
The quicker you get that bottle to her, the quicker she can possibly go to sleep mid bottle.
Okay.
So if you're really about your game, you hurry up and get that bottle done. Shout out to baby Brezza. Them
Mm-hmm.
things is like chef's kiss. Um, I think the moment for me was, it's a, this is hard. I asked a question. I didn't try to answer my damn self. I would say one of those things is just like seeing her sleep on me.
Okay.
When I see Amara sleep on me, like the whole, like nothing else matters. Like nothing in the
Mm-hmm.
world matters. So
Mm-hmm.
they could be talking about the presidential elections happening tomorrow. Say, my daughter is asleep on me. I don't know because something. I actually like slightly cut into my boss
Okay.
because his thought process was I'm ignoring his phone calls because so I was ignoring his phone calls. I'm like, I called you right back within 2 minutes. Sorry, I was changing my daughter's diaper. How may I
Mm-hmm.
help you, sir?
Yeah.
I didn't laugh. I didn't giggle. I didn't. You know how some people would LOL a situation to make it seem not serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
None of that. I was just straight face. Change
Mm-hmm.
my daughter's diaper. What's going on?
All right.
Sorry, I had to change my daughter's diaper. Like that.
Right.
Without
Mm-hmm.
a thing. Like, what's going on? It's like, oh, yeah. Oh, like, we're not doing this, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know you need something. I know when you call me, you need something. Tell
Right.
me
Right.
what it is. When do you need it done? I'm gonna get it done. Tell me that. Don't sit here and play around with these jokes. Because you
Mm-hmm.
want to get into that part of the conversation, there's only two people I care about.
Yeah.
Lana Winfrey, Mara Winfrey. Other than that, I'll probably wait. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's that. Um, and the whole tone changed. I think I've seen myself get very, very meticulous with everything I'm involved with. Like work wise, at home. Ooh, left water. Um, my fitness. Like I literally go on a walk every single day. In fact, when we
Mm-hmm.
finish recording, we're going on a walk because it'd probably be cool enough outside.
Mm-hmm.
Couple rounds around the block. Me and baby girl. That's our daddy daughter thing. And I'm just more meticulous. I'm more. I actually write more notes. I take more detailed things. I'm very very detail oriented these days. And it's like if I'm not, something's gonna slip, and I can't let that happen.
Yeah.
But I'm also more intensely focused on my self care things, which includes but not limited to. I'm chilling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing nothing else. I'm chilling.
Right.
This is family time. Chilling. Going on this walk.
Mm-hmm.
There's some tummy time in, and more importantly, we are going outside. You probably going to lay on my chest and go to sleep, and that's absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some people say my daughter may be spoiled, and I say that means you never love nobody.
Right.
I've
Right.
been telling this to OGs with their bad advice, and I'm like, you say this is spoiler, that means you ain't love nobody enough. That's what that
You
means. It
don't know,
means you
Rich.
like,
You ain't supposed to hold your baby that much, Rich. You don't know that.
that means you don't ever love your child before because why you put them down?
Right.
Because there is a
Craziness.
period of time, if I can be very transparent with you, bro, there's a period of time where I didn't think I have a child.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because I didn't want one. It's because they medically said we wouldn't be able to have children.
Right,
And
right.
I was starting to sink into the thought of, oh crap, maybe this is a reality.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you see this one sleep on your chest, right here, head to the side, not looking at you, but in your direction, and you just
Mm-hmm.
staring, it's like, this is literally my child.
Yep.
Like there's no replacement feeling to this.
Mm-hmm.
None.
Mm-hmm.
Like, day we got married, no, not replacing that moment. Like getting a career, no, not even comparison. Nope,
Mm-hmm.
not even gonna be able to do it. Um, so yeah, I have found myself like really sitting in these moments like this is literally my addition to the family tree, and it's probably the best limb on there. Just saying. It's not even me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even me. It's her.
Yep.
So,
Mm-hmm.
what is the worst advice you've gotten as a dad? The
Worst
worst. And
advice.
I mean, you can let that boy rip because hey, I got time today.
I think it probably was the one where people say don't hold your baby so much. Like
I
that's the one
hate
that
it.
sticks out to me. Like, why would you
You
even
gonna
say that?
spoil
Like,
them.
yeah, it's like you said, like you just had never loved nothing before. Like that's my extension. That's a part of me. Like she don't know like anything else, but she knows that like when we're holding her, that she's safe and that she's loved. So why would I want to take that away? You know? So it's just like that's the craziest thing that like people have said. Don't hold her too much. Don't hold her too long. This and that. So yeah, I think that's the one that sticks out for me. Um, I can't necessarily think of any other one. That's just the one that just like it just like flares out in me though.
That's gonna trigger your soul, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, nah, I feel that. I would say probably I say the other worst advice I've gotten, I can honestly say, is the unsolicited advice that no one asked for pre-baby.
Okay.
Like you know what I'm talking about. It's not to say that we don't want the advice. Like when
Hmm.
you and Gabby dropped the gem on me one time and basically was like, it's probably not all gonna be done.
Hmm.
And that's okay.
Yep.
Do what you can. Go at your pace. To me, that was probably some of the best unsolicited advice I've received.
Hmm.
Some of the worst is hmm, I don't know. I think it was just side comments, the other stuff I just didn't agree with. And I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I really don't care.
Hmm.
Like, I
Hmm.
genuinely do not care. Like,
Hmm.
I realize that people will try to, with good intentions, obviously, they will try to pour into you based on their lessons of things that did and didn't work for them,
Hmm.
without realizing that what works at your residence
Right.
may not work in my residence,
Hmm.
and vice versa. And it's okay. It's cool. Like it may not work. Like I'm trying to think of a prime example. Prime example, maybe. Hmm. I would say a prime example would be like just in terms of getting Amara to calm down. Like, you know, because just one thing you don't do. When a baby's hungry, they say you
Hmm.
gotta feed the baby ASAP. And I'm like,
Yep.
cool. I'm gonna feed this baby after I change her diaper because she's usually fussy around that time. So she's
Hmm.
gonna get a bottle as soon as his diaper's done, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
feeding her so much. And it's then that's the other one. Mind your business.
Hmm.
Babies are supposed to eat.
Right. Right.
I don't know what they saying. So until then, I gotta assume
Mhm.
she's hungry.
Yep. Yep.
We'll figure out how to get rid of the weight later. Don't worry about her getting big.
Hmm.
Mind your business.
Hmm.
Um, oh, and the other one was about putting your baby's face on social media. Here we go. Listen. I understand it. I understand there's some crazy creeps out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it to you this way, and Drew, I'm pretty sure you understand this. My daughter's face may end up on some social media sites, right? Because this is my greatest accomplishment to life. Like all the degrees, all the certifications, none of that shit matter, bro. My daughter
Right,
being
right,
born is probably the best accomplishment ever known to
right.
man. Like for me
Mm-hmm.
in my house. If I want to show her face on the interwebs and things, that's my business. And if you are the one that tried to, I wouldn't say necessarily dissuade from doing this, but if you are the one that tried to do anything to intimidate and or be predatory like crazy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on some taking stuff. I'm at your door. I do not know who you are, but I've been equipped with a certain set of skills. I'm coming to your door like Eric Killmonger, like, hey auntie, come here real quick. I got something for you. Don't be weird. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't be weird. Come on, dog. Anyway, I don't even want people are weird. Um,
I will say another one I just thought of.
what
Um,
up?
people who gave the advice about letting babies cry it out. It's like,
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That's youngest trigger.
yeah, it's like first of all, like they don't even know how to like regulate their emotions. They don't even know what they're feeling probably. And it's like you want me to just because I know what they're feeling, you want me to just let them cope with it by crying. It's like that doesn't make sense to me.
They can't even spell cope. Like, why
Yeah,
would I? No,
yeah.
we'll get to that later. Like, I
It's
got
like they
enough
gotta learn how
emotional
to
intelligence to do
self-soothe
that,
and
but
this and that. Like, no, a baby can't
no,
self-soothe.
I'm going to pick my child up.
Right.
I'm going to act like the world's over, and I'm going to say, "What's wrong? The world's
Mm-hmm.
going to get better. What's going
Mm-hmm.
on?" And usually, for picking her up, even if she get a little, little cheek to shoulder, you know what I'm saying? The girl
Mm-hmm.
gonna calm down. I don't know what it is about being dad, but when it comes to her
Mm-hmm.
and her dad, she don't play. She just be like, ah, it's you can't replace it. Um, hmm. What's one thing you wish you would have did more preparation wise?
uh, preparation wise. Um, I guess like I wish I would have saved or like been able to like like have like more days in the beginning to like stay home without being tied to work. Because like in early on, it's like I had like 5 vacation days that I used when she was born, and then I was able to work from home. But I wish I would have just saved more of my vacation previously so I could have like a good like 2 weeks or 3 weeks straight with just like not having any type of things to answer to besides just being home and just like watching her and the wife. That's one thing that I think of. Um,
I'm gonna
as
hold
far
on
as
to that because
like,
I'm gonna talk about that. But keep going.
okay. And then some of the other stuff is more so like just like prepping the house and being prepared. Like, cause it's still stuff like you said. I mentioned like everything that will get done. So it's still stuff even now that like we still have to get. As far as because she's crawling now, so we got to get socket protectors and gates and all that stuff to make sure that she doesn't get into stuff. Um, but earlier on, it was more so like we could have had the house a little bit more, I would say, organized. Like her room was done, clothes were hung up, all of that stuff. But I like the way that you guys have like the cart like in the living room. Like it's like a nearby like cart besides having to run upstairs to change the table. Like that was I wish you could have had like stuff like a little bit more accessible. Could have thought that through a little bit more. Like that might just be the process engineering me, but I would have liked to have some stuff like accessible on each floor as far as like changing, as far as blankets, as far as bibs, all that type of stuff. It was like we had it in central locations, but not accessible throughout the house.
It's not too late for that stuff though. I mean, you still changing diapers, right?
Of course, yeah.
It's never late. You go get that boy off Amazon tonight. What you talking about? Um, you said something that's very well so struck a nerve. In terms of being prepared, if you will. Um, I have this certain issue. Those that know, y'all know where I work at. I mean, it's no secret. Those that don't know, mind your business.
Mhm.
I do water things, and I make sure people can get it water any single time of day, and they can get rid of it. That's it. So mind your business. Um, I have been in a situation in which I'm debating on when to take my actual parental leave. And I know I can have 6 weeks of uninterrupted paid time off as a new parent. That is my legal right after July arrives, which about 10, 12 days away. So that is likely happening. Um, and so because I actually care for my workplace and I care about the job that I do and the people that I serve and things of that nature, I want to be responsible of actually when I take it. I could take it in December when we plan our family vacation, which would be very ideal. We could also take it. I could also take it right now, like in July, and just have the rest of the summer off to just be me, be with my daughter, kick it with her, you know, really have a lot of daddy daughter time, right? Um, so that's right now what I'm struggling with, and I'm trying to figure out honestly what would be the best course of action. But what you just said about like, not having that initial enough time, being able to spend that time solely with your child is
Mhm.
something I had to kind of deal with
Mhm.
because I took that week off, rest of that week off. I had a half day that Monday. I took Tuesday through Friday off. And since then I work from home. It was cool. It's cool. But
Mhm.
when you come back to the office, blah, 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 blah. I thought you were doing that in lieu of parental leave. I'm like, no, I can't legally do it until July. So I was giving y'all work, but also at home with my daughter, make sure she's good. And I swear to God, my responsibilities went from here to like somewhere above the curtain, somewhere just like crazy. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
bro, this is mentally draining. But it's not to say I don't enjoy my job. I love my job. I
Mhm.
prayed for it. I'm thankful. In fact, a year ago today, I was like driving around, like, yo, I'm really about to quit this spot and go back to my dream career. This is dope. Um, but with that comes sacrifice, and that sacrifice in this case is not being able to take this leave until July. And I'm like, do I take it as soon as I'm able? That means I have some people I'm mentoring and I'm not able to give my time to. That means that's a project that I just started, we just kicked off, that I put it in somebody else's hands for 6 weeks off top. And that could go great for the project, or it can go straight to hell.
Right.
So, um, so those are the things. And now from the work standpoint, that's not my priority in terms of if I have to choose between that and being with my daughter, our infant daughter.
Mhm.
But I'm one of those nerdy people that actually pray for the job and career that I have and actually enjoy the work that I do. Like, I don't want to leave the workplace. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to like retire from anywhere else, which is
Mhm.
crazy to think of in my 30s. Um, but yeah, I don't know. So
Mhm.
this is the part where I lean to the bromance. You have to choose
Mhm.
between spending a lot of the potential first moments with your child by being out, replacing that with being at work? Or do you say it is what it is? I'll come back. I want to be around my daughter or my child for their first things. Which one are you choosing and why?
I think I would. That's tough. I think I would have to take the initial early on like break from work if I had that option. Just because I could see at that time like the transition, I could have I think I could have been like more helpful. Not that I wasn't helpful, but like I said, you working from home, so it's like, okay, like baby's up, but wife needs to sleep. This is like week one. It's like, okay, let me take the baby, for a good hour, let wife get a good, 1 hour nap. I can feed her while, wife is sleeping. But then it's like, okay, I got a meeting at 1 o'clock. So can you take the baby back? Like, you know what I mean? So that transition of bringing her home and like making her a priority would have been, I think, a lot easier on both of us, especially Gabby. So I think I would take that initial, 6 weeks when she first got here.
I feel that. You know, I'm gonna do what I do for everything else. I'm gonna
Hmm.
pray about it. We're gonna
Yeah.
Our next episode, y'all. I'm gonna have a big. I'm gonna make a big boy decision. I'm gonna just stick. I'm gonna just stand in. I'm gonna just stick with it. That's what we gonna do. Like I
Hmm.
gotta. I gotta be the example I want to see in the world, right? So like I gotta stand on that. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that go. Okay. To close out this part of the whole new fatherhood journey again, we're gonna get into some things. But as a new parent, getting back to life, back to reality, I think my goddaughter is, dang, it's June. That means she is, yeah, she's about to be 9 months.
Yeah.
Holy crap. So you are 9 months postpartum.
Hmm.
You and wifey at 9 months postpartum. You are well past the fourth trimester, if you will.
Yeah.
So with that being said, my question to you is, we talked about the crazy advice we've been given, good, bad, the ugly. What's
Hmm.
some real advice that you would give new parents and dads like right now? And I know we talked about this a little bit. Shout out to 50 Shades of Life. I've been debating on actually if we should drop that footage on for our podcast. Um, and I have it ready to go. That thing is ready. But let us know if y'all want that episode to be your next episode of the podcast after this. So tap in the comments, like, subscribe, all that jazz. But let us know if you want that episode, and we'll make sure we def if we get at least like 5 likes or 5 yeses, we're gonna do that thing. Anyway, Jarrell,
Yeah.
what's one piece of advice that you would be like, you know what? This is what it would be.
Just for fathers or like for both or just whatever I feel or uh
You the man, bro. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to learn from you, my boy. I'm 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 7 months behind this thing, okay?
um man, I would just say like be helpful, like as a man, as a father, just be as helpful as you can. Like even if you think that like, oh, she got it, like still just step in and do it until she literally says like, no, get away. Like I have it. like that could be something as small as like diaper changes or making bottles or doing laundry. And some of those tasks I just had to like, I just started doing and they just stayed with me. And I'm fine with that because she does everything else that I can't do as far as, milk and all that stuff. So, but I would just say, yeah, like as much as you can take the task, or take like the burden of having to do so much preparation for stuff, that'll get you healthier relationship with the wife postpartum.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what I would say. Making sure that she has like the food that she needs, because her feeding and her happiness, that only makes her more happy with baby, and everybody's happy. So I would just say like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
do all the stuff that you don't think is pivotal. It really is pivotal.
Mm, that's real. Shout out to the most amazing photo shoot, by the way. I saw that and I was just like, bruh, the matching 12s is crazy work, brother. Um, that literally made my day. I'm a piggyback a little bit off of it. I'm gonna have a different twist on it because you're speaking from the perspective of your wife being a breastfeeder.
Mm-hmm.
My wife had a struggle with that, and she was
Mm-hmm.
not able to breastfeed. She did not suffer mentally with it. She was actually very upfront because she has a very upfront, and you know this because I think it's the same OB. She's a very
Mm-hmm.
upfront, uh, you know, you know, basically her own doctor, and
Mm-hmm.
um, and she said, "Don't worry about it if you can't do that, girl. Your obligation is just to make sure she eat well, no matter what it is, whether it be breastfeeding, whether it be formula. Our child is a formula guzzling baby. She just be like, excuse me, chop chop, bottle man. And
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, yes, ma'am. I'm bottle man.
Bottle
I
service.
had baby bottles with the sparklers, like a bottle girl at the club. Just
Mm-hmm.
happy with Grace's Corner in the background. Happy
Oh boy.
birthday to you. Shout out to Gracie's Corner, Miss Rachel. They have been, granted, she still haven't produced a lot of real words yet, but I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
smiles, reactions, and the actual response to what up though, I'm
Oh yeah.
definitely front runner for Dad of the Year, dog. Anyway, um, there will be some mental health struggles.
Mm-hmm.
There will be some mental health struggles. Everyone's different. It may be the breastfeeding thing. It may be fatigue. My wife historically has been a napper. Only time we get naps now is when baby girl is asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes, if I have capacity, like I'm going to go do in the next like 5 minutes,
Uh-huh.
I'll get baby girl. I'm going for a walk. You take
Uh-huh.
care of you. I'm gonna try to
Mm-hmm.
make this walk long as possible with respect to health and safety because it's hotter than a witch's titty outside. But what I'm
Yeah.
telling you is get your nap in, get your rest in. If you gotta
Mm-hmm.
spend this time making dinner that you really want to make, cool. If you don't make dinner, baby girl, I'm going to eat some cereal and you know right now. I am not gonna be
Mm-hmm.
mad if you don't make dinner. I've never
Right.
been that type of guy. I clearly like your boy don't miss meals. I always find a way to eat. Last night we literally had hot dogs for dinner. Like somebody
Uh-huh.
barbecued. We had some grilled hot dogs for dinner, and that thing was dinner, and it was cool. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it a little differently. Find your way to fill in the gaps
Mm-hmm.
with communication as well. Make sure you clearly communicate and try to figure out for yourself where the gaps are. Over communicate. It may be annoying. It may seem redundant. Be willing to over communicate.
Okay.
And I think that will make your life very easy. I have not met a couple as a child that did not say that communication wasn't who that did not say that communication wasn't necessary. Like
Mm-hmm.
communication is very necessary, so necessary. Um, it can literally shift the whole dynamic. I would definitely say our communication strategy has definitely changed to the point of like those 3 points of communication. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I said it, I heard it, confirming that you got the right message. Yes, chef. And we rolling. Um, and it works. It works for us. It works to make sure Amara's having a very easy time. She's not stressed out. Make sure wifey's not stressed out. And for me personally, And I know that, they say as a Black man, especially, you gotta take care of yourself as you help somebody else. Making sure that they're good and can sleep peacefully literally gives me peace.
Okay.
And while it is necessary that I get my sleep in, for a small period of time, I can operate off of those fumes to make sure that they're good. But let me tell you something. Be willing to ask your significant other for help. Yes, we do have grandparents that are in our child's life. We have the aunties, if you will. All the, got a dope collection of godparents that are just willing to help out with however they best see fit, whether it be with food, whether it be with time, etc. Be willing to come help clean up, etc. Don't forget your ecosystem in the process. You chose this ecosystem. You are able to choose your godparents that may humbly accept the responsibility of being those. Them grandparents got to understand their job, right? At some point in time, is to just be there and be supportive. Make it easy for us. This. I thought engineering school was hard. Let me tell you something. Raising a little human that don't know how to give you words yet is very difficult.
Yeah.
But with the proper communication channels, the proper checking in, support, etc., it is the most rewarding experience. And I'm saying this as a dad of just over 2 months. She still got a lot more talking to do. Also, finally, the funniest thing in the world is still when I look back at those photos and I see Savannah giving you the side eye because she was holding Mara. I cackle to the bottom of my soul. She's like,
yeah.
who is she? Why she with my daddy?
She gonna have to learn to
Excuse me,
share.
boo boo. Excuse me, boo boo. That being said, fatherhood is dope. I know that this is going to give us a whole different aspect of what we will discuss on our future episodes of this podcast. Yes, there will still be conversations about shoes, but more importantly, it will still be us as Black men. Have no idea what the hell we're doing, but figuring out every single day, being open, being willing to share and talk about our experience in Blackness. Shout out, and I think I'm gonna be up to the gusto of making sure this thing drop before Saturday. Shout out to, and I sent you the flyer too. I thought this was dope. Shout out to the Climb Detroit. So on Saturday, June 22nd, we are speaker sponsors, if you will, of the Climb Detroit. And ultimately, and I want to be responsible and give you actual information of what the Climb Detroit's all about. Showing how sloppy I am. I have my stuff together. But basically this is an opportunity for us to, quite frankly, just be a voice. So we are speaking about perinatal mental health, our journeys as fathers, our journey as Black men, how this podcast got started and why we do what we do. We want to be a voice for y'all. We want to be a voice of the people in the world that simply just, help our significant others in postpartum. So the Climb is a program of Postpartum Support International, and it's the world's largest event raising funds and awareness for the mental health of new families. Climb brings our communities together to shine a light on the darkness we often don't speak about. Perinatal mood and anxiety disorders are the most common complication of pregnancy and childbirth. In addition, Postpartum Support International provides direct peer support for families, trained professionals, and provides a bridge to connect them. So sometimes I have imposter syndrome because I'll be like, y'all chose me. But I'm very, very thankful to be one of the speakers, if you will. We will be there to support May do a giveaway. We'll see. Depending on how generous I'm feeling. And you know, also, oh man, this probably won't make it. But shout out to one of my good friends and fellow family members of Black mental wellness, if you will. I think I shared this on my social medias, but if I didn't yet, just mind your business and know it's coming too.
Mm-hmm.
Man, your boy been busy. I told y'all we'd be back and we gonna be
Yeah.
busy, black, and blessed. Okay. Shout out to Brennan Steele and his men's mental health month, his men's health month and Father's Day. Uh, he's doing an Instagram live tour. I mean, it's been going on for the last couple of days now, and it concludes with none other than your boy. So we'll ultimately be talking about fatherhood, mental health, faith, and masculinity, all things that have encompassed this journey of being a Black man so far. So um, I'm excited. This will be tomorrow on the 20th at 7:30 Central Standard Time, so 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, apparently they chose the right person. I don't know. We'll see. But
You know they
just
did.
excited to be able to help. If you're listening to this after the fact, then just know we had a good time. But
Mm-hmm.
because fatherhood has found me, it may be increasingly hard to get this episode posted and everything by tomorrow night. But we gonna stick to our Mondays and just say by Monday you'll see a new episode of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I think we can conclude. Jarrell, do you have anything for these great listeners to hold on to until we come back?
Man, it's hot outside. Well, we
Ooh,
2 days away from officially being summer in the D. So stay hydrated, uh, and just stay out the way. Like if that makes sense. Like be safe. Um, you ain't got to be at every event because every event don't always end properly. So yeah, use your discernment and know where to be at the summer.
I got invited to come to someone's house because a funeral is happening, and they ultimately said, "Yeah, don't worry about so and so that don't like you. Whatever, you cool with me though." I said, "That is my cue to not be there because Negroes are crazy. I ain't got time to be dealing
Right,
with your shenanigans. I have a child to live for, a wife to support.
right.
You kiss my grits. I'm not doing it. Listen, make sure that when you drink your water, that you drink it as cold or as warm as you need it to be, but be respectful of the fact that it is hotter than a witch's boob out there.
Hmm.
When you moisturize, make sure you get the crevices near them ankles because you probably gonna be
Yeah.
wearing shorts. And you probably gonna have on the low top shoes or the ankle
Hmm.
socks or the open toe sandals and things. So make sure you get the crevices that usually turn white as you because you tend to miss them at times because this is peak show the skin time and toes out,
Hmm.
all that stuff time. So moisturize responsibly, drink your water, go to the cookouts that you can trust,
Yeah.
avoid splash pads apparently because people are trash. And most importantly, um, drink your water and mind your business. Um,
Hmm.
Life is short. Make sure you go to therapy if you haven't booked that appointment. Buy the shoes, wear dope kicks, do dope things, and pray about it if you need some discernment. So, Dad, we love you. I love the Lord. I say curse words as well. Jarrell knows this, and he still likes me, and he still does his podcast with me.
You're still my
So, Jarrell,
brother.
I'm thankful for you, Cartier Rell.
Oh boy.
Um, I don't know if I'll be able to match that, but
That was
we'll
a
see.
joke.
Like,
I knew you was gonna
nah,
take it too far.
nah. Who posted it? You took it too far. Moving on.
Oh man.
Um, we love y'all. We appreciate you. Check out the podcast at mentalmatterspodcast.com. Check us out on your social media platforms. Get your merch. Get your tank tops because we got them in time for summertime. And
Hmm.
we out this thing. Big.
Man.
Hit the button. Hit the damn button right now.